You meet someone new. It takes less than a second. Before they speak a single word, your brain has already decided something about them. Trustworthy or not, safe or not. You didn't choose this. It happened to you. Why would a few hundred milliseconds of looking at a stranger's face be enough to shape how you treat them for the rest of the encounter? The answer is far stranger than it seems. Your brain isn't reading their character, it's reading their shape. Think about the last time you passed someone on the street and felt a flicker of unease, or the opposite, a flicker of ease, before you knew a single fact about them. That flicker wasn't random. It came from a system built long before language, long before cities, long before anyone needed to worry about first impressions at a job interview. Psychologist Alexander Todorov spent years studying how people judge faces. His research found that people form trust judgments about a face in as little as 100 milliseconds. That's faster than you can consciously register that you're even making a decision. Faster than a blink. And here's the strange part. Those snap judgments barely change, even when people are given more time to look. You don't update much. You just confirm what you already decided. So what is your brain actually measuring in that instant? Not honesty, not kindness, not intelligence. It's measuring geometry. Todorov's work showed that faces judged as trustworthy tend to share certain structural features. Slightly raised inner eyebrows, a rounder jaw. Features that, in babies, signal helplessness and softness. Faces judged as less trustworthy often share the opposite. Lower brows, more angular structure, features that resemble expressions of anger even when the face is completely neutral. Your brain isn't reading a person, it's pattern matching a face to an emotional expression it already knows. A neutral face that happens to resemble a smile gets treated like kindness. A neutral face that happens to resemble a scowl gets treated like a threat. The person underneath has no say in this at all. Why would evolution build something this sloppy? Because for most of human history, sloppy was still faster than accurate, and faster kept you alive. Picture your ancestors moving through unfamiliar territory 40,000 years ago. A stranger appears at the edge of camp. There is no time for a background check. There is no village record, no reputation system, no witnesses to vouch for anyone. There is only a face, and a few seconds to decide whether to reach for a weapon or offer a share of food. Anthropologist Robin Dunbar has argued that human social cognition evolved specifically for small, face-to-face groups where you could plausibly know the reputation of everyone around you. Somewhere between 100 and 150 people. That's the estimated ceiling of relationships your brain evolved to track in detail. But strangers break that system completely. A stranger has no history you can access. So your brain does something clever and something dangerous. It substitutes structure for history. It looks at the shape of a face and treats that shape as if it were a track record. This is not a flaw hiding in a few superstitious minds. It shows up everywhere researchers have looked. Studies on political elections found something remarkable. When people were shown only the faces of two candidates, with no names, no policies, no party affiliation, just faces, they could predict the actual election winner at rates significantly better than chance. Something in the shape of a jaw, the set of the eyes, was quietly steering Democratic outcomes. Voters believed they were evaluating competence. Their brains were evaluating geometry. Does that unsettle you a little? It should. Because if a stranger's bone structure can sway an election, it can just as easily sway a hiring decision, a jury verdict, a first date, a customer's trust in a salesperson. None of these judgments require the other person to have done anything at all. They only require a face. Here is the twist that makes this even stranger. The feeling of trust that arises from a face is not really about the other person. It's a memory, disguised as an instinct. Somewhere in your development, your brain built an internal map linking certain facial shapes to certain emotional states, largely from watching real expressions of fear, anger, joy, and calm on the people around you as a child. That map became a shortcut. Now, when a neutral stranger's face happens to resemble a shape on that map, your brain fires the emotional response as if the expression were real, even when it isn't. You are not reacting to who they are. You are reacting to who they resemble. This is why two people can look at the exact same stranger and feel completely different things. Your emotional map isn't universal. It was built from your specific history, your specific culture, your specific experiences with faces that looked a certain way. Researcher Leslie Zebrowitz spent decades documenting what she called the overgeneralization hypothesis. The idea that we mistakenly apply reactions calibrated for one purpose, reading emotion, reading age, reading childlike features, to situations where those cues carry no real information at all. A grown adult with slightly baby-like features gets rated as more trustworthy and more naive, regardless of their actual personality, simply because their face echoes something your brain associates with helplessness. So the stranger in front of you is being judged by a ghost made of every face that ever taught your brain what safety and danger look like. Now think about your own daily life, every video call with someone new, every dating app swipe, every interview panel deciding who seems like the right fit before a single question is even asked. In each case, a decision is quietly made in the space of a heartbeat, dressed up afterward as reasoned judgment, when really it was closer to a reflex. Does that mean trust is meaningless? Not exactly. It means trust, in that first instant, was never actually about the person you were meeting. Modern life has not made this system obsolete. If anything, it has multiplied the number of strangers your ancient face-reading circuitry has to process in a single day, far beyond anything it evolved for. Your ancestors might have encountered a handful of true strangers across an entire lifetime. You encountered dozens before lunch, on screens, on sidewalks, in meetings, in profile photos. The machinery built for rare, high-stakes encounters is now running constantly, on autopilot, on people it was never designed to evaluate. Here is the part worth sitting with. Knowing this doesn't erase the reaction. You'll still feel that flicker the next time you meet someone new. Your brain will still measure a jawline before it hears a single word. But now you know what that flicker actually is. Not wisdom, not intuition earned through experience. Just an old, fast, blunt survival tool, still running its ancient program on a world that no longer looks anything like the one it was built for. You meet someone new. It still takes less than a second, but now you know the truth isn't in their face at all. It's in yours.